So this is a notebook from my high school photography class, and it's filled with some of my first film photographs. Some of these shots were made with a pinhole camera, and the rest with my dad's old Nikon F. Just looking at these early images, it's funny. I remember how thrilling photography felt back then. And the young kid that I was then, he had zero clue where this photography thing would eventually lead him. The more I pursued photography, the more I got into the world of digital cameras, and to this day, it's mainly what I use. But something about film photography still calls to me. It's a complicated relationship, part love, part frustration. And no matter how many times I walk out the door with a digital camera, I still keep coming back to film. Shooting with the Nikon FM3A today, and I'm using a pretty interesting lens. It's the 105mm. The reason I chose this lens specifically is that it forces me to think a bit more critically about my compositions. I tend to fall back on the idea that anything will look good simply because it's shot on film. The 105, it pushes me to be a bit more intentional and thoughtful with each frame. And surprisingly, that challenge of, a more restricted field of view brings a bit more focus to my whole process.
I think what keeps drawing me back to film is the fact that it really simplifies everything. I don't have a screen to look back on. I don't have to worry about most camera settings. It just brings you back to the bare bones experience of what photography is, and that's observing and reacting by taking a photo. So I think because digital cameras are such a huge part of my own process, coming back to film all the time, it keeps me grounded with what the process is. Hopefully this audio is okay. I'm in the worst area to record.
Film photography can still be pretty tough though. Sometimes rolls don't turn out how I imagine. Sometimes I completely forget what roll of film is in my camera. So, with film photography, there's so much more risk and potential, I guess, to mess up and to fail. And I think it's that discomfort in not having full control over how an image is going to turn out that is so exciting to me. And it's one of the reasons why I just keep coming back to shooting film. hadn't photographed the park in a long time, so I made it an effort to go there today. Central Park is one of those places that always offers you something new, but I've never explored it with a long focal length like the one I'm using today. So instead of falling back on obvious shots, like leaves or trees or bridges, I gave myself a few rules. Focus on isolating subjects, look for compressed layers, and ultimately avoid cliches. I think that framework really helped, and it changed the way I saw the park. Slowing down and working within the rules, it makes you more deliberate, and I think film photography as a medium involves slowing down and working within rules. My friends over at Earth are running a really cool campaign right now for World Photography Month. It's called See the World, and they've opened up a global competition on their Instagram where you can enter yourself. Simply share an image you took that shows how you connect with the world through photography. I think that just perfectly connects with what I've been talking about today while shooting film. The simple act of wandering with a camera and noticing. It never gets old to me. And it's why I keep a camera with me wherever I go, and it's why I keep coming back to film as a way to remind myself that this is why I do this. Earth is rewarding $100 Australian vouchers to the top 10 entries each week. Simply tag Earth and use the hashtag #SeeTheWorld. Oh, and did I mention Earth makes some really cool practical gear for photographers, so you should definitely check them out. Big thank you to Earth for sponsoring today's video. Film photography isn't convenient. It's not supposed to be. It's a deliberate choice I think a lot of photographers make. It's nostalgic, yeah, but it's also about embracing the limitations. Shooting film feels like a collaboration with chance. And maybe that's exactly why I keep returning. It's messy, imperfect, and beautiful. And that keeps me creatively alive.